What is going on? Don't really have much that I need to do today. I ordered the flex plate for the torque converter since the original one does not work for the aftermarket torque converter. So waiting on it for a couple days. I need to get some steel together to finish the floor, so that's kind of out of the question. I can work on a couple things, but as far as today, I'm not going to do very much. I don't really even plan on going back there to the bus, but I got the air cleaner off and stripped all the words off and everything else like that, and kind of cleaned it up, welded on a new base, and I'll be able to put that on. But first I need to sand it down a little bit and then repaint it, paint it up a little bit with some wording, and then I'll put that on. Then the air cleaner should be done. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's about all I'm gonna do on it. So, like I said, not very much today, but it's still progress. Progress is progress. One bolt a day. All right, like I said, I took the words off and got the handles where they stayed up. Got me a base welded back on it, and I'm gonna get this painted up, and then I'll have the words go across here first. I need to sand it a little bit. It's kind of crummy. Then I need to redo the eyeballs. So the first truck that I had actually had a ton of signatures that covered the entire thing, and they even got the air cleaner. So we're not doing that on the bus. So idea is to clean all that up, get rid of it all, and it should be good as new. All right, we are back on the bus today. Real quick, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys for a second. So a few months ago, whenever I started doing this, I was very skeptical about continuing doing it, and as far as the video part of it, the bus, regardless, I was going to work on it, but videoing it and actually posting the videos and everything, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue doing it, but I will say thanks to quite a few of you guys. I mean, you've kind of reached out and gave your opinions about it, and some of you guys seem to enjoy it, really. So big shout out to you guys. I appreciate it. So it's not really a new thing now, but then it was, and I try to continue to make it better and better on each video. I noticed on the last video that I posted that I had added a introduction, and all the music was moved over, and it was off kilter, so it didn't really match the time lapse and everything else like that. But I'm trying to get better on each one of the videos, because I don't usually go back and watch them. I edit it and then throw it up on YouTube. So I'll start going through them a little bit better and make sure that they're okay. Yeah, so I'm going to continue doing it. I do enjoy doing it at this point. So I know they're kind of drawn out. 35, 45-minute videos is kind of a long time, but I really do like showing all the details and stuff. And I do one video a week, so that's actually 6 to 7 days shoved into 40 minutes in a video. So it might seem like a long time for you guys, but there's so much that you guys are actually still missing that you would just have to be here working on it with me to understand that how much actually goes on. So I try to give a little bit more time thrown in there. Not really time, but more content thrown in there. So that's why my videos are a little bit longer. But we're coming along good, still trucking on it. We still got a lot to do, so there'll be plenty more videos. So I just want to say that real quick. I do appreciate you guys, and I will continue to make them better and better and better. I'm just working with my phone, so all the editing and everything I just do one evening each week, throw it up on the phone, and that's what we do. So Anyways, thanks again. I'm going to get back on the bus. All right, so real quick, the name of the bus, I've been trying to figure out a name for it, and the other two vehicles I had, pretty easy to come up with. I mean, the Braxton truck, I built it for Braxton. Sweet Serenity, the Bug, that was being built during a very, very difficult time for me. So I named it Sweet Serenity because it brought me peace. And the bus, it's a little bit different. I mean, the name just doesn't come to me straight away because it's something that I'm building to enjoy, and something for Dakota and Axel and other family members to enjoy. I mean, it's not just for me. So the name was a little bit more difficult. And I made a post on Facebook on for some people to give ideas and whatnot. And there were some good ones, but I also want to keep the name school related. So there was quite a few good ones, don't get me wrong. But one that kind of stands out to me is the Custodian. So it's basically, I hope you guys know what custodian is. It's basically a janitor, keeps everything clean and whatnot. Well, this bus is far from clean. And it's just, I don't know. You picture a janitor, you kind of think, oh, dirty, blah, blah, blah. Nothing against them or nothing, but that's just kind of what you think. And the bus is very, very raggedy. So, there it is, the Custodian. So that was the other air breather that I got. I wanted to get rid of that one over there. It just looked goofy. So that's where we're at now. I need to put the lever on it so I can hook it to the throttle linkage. So whenever you do hit the gas, the eyes still open and close. And I would like to add choke cables to the top of the hands. That way I can play peekaboo with them if somebody was to look inside the bus. So yeah, the name of the bus is now Custodian. The Custodian. So what we're messing with today is I need to run the other transmission line. So I'll go ahead and exchange that one. So I got the right one now. I need to bend that, get that attached, and that should be good to go. And let's see. The front end, like I said, I got it off the other day because we needed the front end welded up. Now, if you haven't watched previous videos, I butted this frame up to a Dodge, a 91 Dodge, 1-ton front end. And it just saws out, it got the measurements pretty close. They're on there. And I fish plated it. I never welded it because I only have a 110 amp flux core welder. And I got to go quite a ways from the garage. So, Timmy had one on the back of his truck. We were able to use it. Stick welder. Got a pretty good bead on it all the way around it. So, I'm going to mount the fuel cell. Once the fuel cell's on, I will go ahead and put the front cover back on. So I'll be working on that. Like I said, doing the transmission lines. And also, I got something else. So I had this old tractor seat that I'd gotten from a buddy a while back. And I haven't really messed with it or anything. I'll grab it out of the back of the truck for you. So, using a seat for the bus, I didn't really know what to use. There was a race seat that was for sale in Independence, but I actually just took this old tractor seat and made it. So, the idea is I need to make a base for it so I can actually set it up on there. And then I will be able to support the back a little bit better. But that's kind of the idea. So it's going to be a lot taller, don't get me wrong, but that's what I'm kind of looking at. Costing me nothing to make. Just some old cold roll steel that we had. Kind of butted it together. So like I said, I'll make a base of where it sits up taller, be able to sit in it. Once that seat is mounted, I'll be able to mount the gas pedal and the brake pedal. Get all that figured out, run the brake lines, get a throttle cable made, figure out a shifter. Drive line we're actually going to measure today, so I can get a measurement on it, bring it over to Longton, get it cut down, and bolt that in. So just a couple things left to do, and we should be able to actually drive around the corner with it, which would be really cool. So anyways, I'm going to get to work on putting the front end on probably. So I will mess with it. All right, fuel tank. I mean, that puppy is secure, so that's awesome. Do need to get a little bit of water out of it. Looks like some got in from the last rain, but not a big deal. We can vacuum it out. Yeah, she's bolted down, so all that's out of the way. Once I vacuum it out, I'll go and hook up the fuel line. But until then, I am going to go ahead and put this front end on, get that back buttoned up. So yeah. All right, so I'll show you on these lines here. I just went and bought some brake line. This is 5/16. I can't remember if I've said that or not yet, but so this stuff is very easy to bend. I mean, you just take your thumb and you just kind of roll it. It's not too bad. You just want to make sure that you get no kinks in it. If you get any kinks, then you're not going to get any flow whatsoever. So try to keep away from that. But getting a little bit closer here. Actually, All right, so we got the junction there, and what I was doing here was actually trying to bend this line to where it would go inside those ports. So this is where your transmission fluid comes out and then goes back in. That way it can actually go through the cooler and the radiator itself, and then it will cool the fluid down, which then entails the transmission won't get near as hot. So she's still going to get hot because what we're going to be doing to it, but if it does get to that point, then we will add another transmission cooler in between this. Might just tuck it up under the floorboards or something like that. So, but until then, we're going to run and see what we got. All of this, every bit of it is basically a test. I'm not putting a crazy amount of money into it or time into it until we know that everything works. So that would be pointless to dump money into it if it's just got to be thrown out. So anyway, so I'll do that. And then you see that little port right there. So that actually has a little vacuum hose that will go into one of these ports up here. And without that, you have to actually shift the gears manually. But with that, it's actually able to shift the transmission. Something to do with vacuum and whatnot like that. This is where I just got to tell you what that does. I can't explain to you how it does it. So, also vacuum advance, that will be hooked up. Right now I just got blocked off. That way we didn't have any vacuum leaks. So that was a test. All right. I got about an hour and a half into it today. Just about to finish up. I'll show you guys the driver's seat real quick. So that's the idea that we're going with. I need to make a base. It needs to be about 2 inches shorter. And I will get that puppy mounted down. Once she's mounted, I'll get the gas pedal in, get a throttle cable length, get the brake pedal, booster and all that stuff. All that's going to be put in. And let's see, once that's in, I will make a stand for the shifter and run a cable back to the transmission so I can use it. And then once that's it, hook up the brakes, replace that front left rotor, and we're going to be able to drive it. So I know it sounds like it's probably a week away, but it's not. There's quite a bit of money involved in the brake booster and stuff like that. So I will get whatever I can get eventually. So drive shaft length, I'm going to show you that real quick. So the original drive shaft that I had given to me, I'm not able to use because it takes a different yoke. So we have to use this yoke. I'm going to get that taken apart, and the drive shaft will not be 2-piece. It's actually going to be about that length right there. So probably 2.5 foot is what it's going to be. Once I get the yoke off, I'll slide down the transmission, get a better measurement, and bring it to him so he can get cooking on it. But other than that, I think that's about it. Well, it's Thursday. And we're about to measure the drive shaft. I gotta tell you, instead of working on this thing, it would it'd be more smart to put the money into a shop. Because I gotta tell you, this gravel is not comfortable. So I'm gonna get crawled under here and we're gonna get this thing measured. All right, so laying under this thing, obviously that's not the driveline angle, but it's pretty damn close actually. I mean, of course this drive shaft will come up to here, but it's a little steep. But hey, if we got room for the U-joints to turn, we're gonna let her eat. Just let her go. So let me get situated. So right now I got this slip yoke. It's all the way in. I'm actually gonna take it out. Oh, about 1 inch. Go a little bit further. Let's see. Get my tape here. we're actually... It's almost 1 inch. So we're a little... Sorry. We're a little under an inch out. So the reason why I pulled that out is because if I put that all the way into the transmission, if I was to hit a bump, the angle of the drive line would actually come up, and that would force that slip yoke to go into the transmission, which would then bust the casing, break the shaft. There's a number of things that it could do. So we do not want to do that. So pulling that out, it gives it a little bit of play to where it can go back and forth, and you won't destroy your transmission doing it. So I got that nearly an inch out, and I'm going to measure center of the yoke to the center of the yoke on the rear end here. That's what they asked for, so that's what we're going to give them. So yeah, anyways, it's kind of a quick tip that I figured I'd share real quick. So let's measure this thing. So measuring the drive shaft, you want the yokes to be straight on. So you don't want them angled or anything like that. That can actually mess with the measurement. So the rear end is not. It's not level. So you got one of two things. You can jack up the rear end and spin the tires where it's level, or you can just roll the tires, which I'm going to try and do, and try and get level. So I want to see if we can move this thing. That didn't work. Alright, so obviously pushing it didn't work, but I thought it would be easier than this. Everybody says that floor jacks get stuck on zip ties. Yeah. Imagine pulling one across damn gravel. Or pushing one. This thing's whooping my ass. Trying to get to it here. Slowly but surely. Alright, well, with a hernia and one blown testicle later, I got this puppy jacked up. So now, spin it, the yoke turns. We want it right there. Stay there. Alright. I'm videoing this measurement so I can remember it. Alright, go to the center of the yoke to the center of the yoke. We are at 27.5 inches. Oh, man. All right. 27.5-inch drive shaft. All right, today's Friday. Got the flywheel in, or flex plate in, sitting up on the front clip. Let me show you what's going on real quick. I don't have very much time at all, so I'm trying to rush through this. This is what we got. So these ball holes right here is what bolts up to the torque converter. Well, not that big one, but the two beside it. So that's what bolts up to the torque converter, and they are wrong, so I'm not able to use those. So I got the new flex plate, but what I need to do is take these bolts out, 6 of them holding it in. Once I take that off, I can actually slide the other flywheel on, or flex plate on, and bolt her up. So yeah, I'm gonna knock that out real quick. So this is the new flex plate, nice and shiny. I was starting to look at this, and the reason why that one actually won't work is because it's not SFI certified. This one is SFI certified. If I remember right, SFI stands for stupid fun idea. So the stock flex plate ain't gonna work. It's not certified for stupid fun ideas. That is. So let's rock it. All right. So I got that changed. I did not video it. I'm in a big hurry. Just want to put that in there real quick. I need to go get some dinner with the family. So hopefully I can update you guys a little bit more tomorrow on it. Kind of messed with it. But I gotta tell you, if you guys ever plan on changing one of them, make sure you got a log chain and a dually so you can pull that sucker off, because that flywheel was on there. And I'm sweating in places I shouldn't talk about because how hot it is. So, but it is on there, so I didn't show you guys what it is or when it was done. I'll get a little bit of that tomorrow, like I said. So till then, that's as far as I'm gonna go today. I need to go get cleaned up. So see you tomorrow. What's going on? Today's Saturday. I got about an hour or two I might be able to work on this thing. So what I'm going to be doing is buttoning up this transmission, get it back to where it needs to be, and fill it with fluid. And once it's filled with fluid, I'm actually going to run through the gears and see if we have reverse, neutral drive, stuff like that. So, but that's what I'll be doing, and then I am going to be dropping off the drive shaft later today too. So. All right, so we are now under the bus. Got me some grade 8 3/16 bolts that will bolt into the torque converter. So I'm going to be turning the engine over, and there's 3 bolts that hold it on. I'll get those on, get them tightened up, and we're going to see if it works. so I got it running. Right now it's in park. Next reverse. Neutral. Drive. Second. First. We're good. Well, luckily, the transmission works, as far as I know. But once we get the drive shaft connected, we're really going to be able to see if it performs under a load. So we'll see if it's slipping, grinding, doing any of that other stuff, and it shouldn't. As of right now, it works pretty good. It goes into gear, neutral, reverse, park, all that. It works good. So I didn't get near as much done on the bus as I wanted to this week. It was pretty hectic. I had some other stuff going on, so I just didn't put the time into it that I needed to. So hopefully next week we can bust down on it, get a couple cool days so it's not so hot out, and get some things accomplished. So next few videos, I will say I don't see very much happening as far as progress. A few things I do need to end up buying, and that's going to be the brake booster. I would love to get the brakes done on it in the next 2 weeks. And the seat is a big one next week. I'd like to get the seat done and get the front clip mounted. So if I could get those 3 things done in the next 2 weeks, I'd be very, very happy. So we're going to be pushing hard on it, trying to get those things done. And yeah, so yeah, there wasn't near as much done as there should have been this week. So I know this video won't be too interesting or nothing like that, but hey, I still want to put the content out there and show you guys the process. And this is one of those things in the process. You don't always get things done. I mean, sometimes you're taking a step back and you got a few setbacks. Well, this was one of them. The flex plate was one. So we are moving on it, though. One thing at a time. Trying to figure out all the kinks. So that's it for this week's video. I appreciate you guys watching, and look forward to keep moving on this thing and showing you guys what's going on. So thanks.